What's up, everybody? This is take two. That's right, take two. If you're looking for take one, no, it's I've already removed it from the site. This is Kurt H. I am the Lazy Farmer, and I'm back again. Let's try this again. Run 8. That's right. It's still day one. It is shift 3. Like I said, we're doing 2-hour shifts here. So, not in Rice Yard at the moment. I kind of at the end of last shift 2. I'll have to go back and rename that. Be consistent. We ran into some cars, the A779 that were up there in the Rice Yard. We ran in. That was a little bit of a destination question. Where did that one go to? Because it wasn't showing up. I found out that it is an um, uh, active local, and it comes down here into Taft, which is where I'm at. I can't wait until I get to work the Taft Yard, because I bopped on down here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. It's nighttime, but let me turn some tags on. That'll help here. We're going to go industry tags are on, and let's get some car tags on. And so let's just turn everything on right now. All right, so anyway, once again, left shift and F12 puts me in the drone mode, and we'll launch the drone. So here's the overhead view of Taft Yard. So, it's actually pretty cool. And yeah, I came down here and there were some rail cars sitting down here, and if I can see it right over here, the big yard, the TDSI Taft. There are 2 TDSI yards in the southeast portion of here of the United States. This area models Georgia and Florida, and along the eastern coastline, or not coastline, but the eastern side of Florida, and come down through the southern side of Georgia. Anyway, so TDSI Taft, this is it. I actually pushed these cars in here just to free up some space, because we got a string of cars back there in Rice Yard. I was doing this off stream as I was just kind of playing and exploring. So anyway, oh, yeah, remember, we're sitting here at 3:59 and 23 seconds. That's the clock is not moving because I'm not doing any work. Only when I'm actually in the middle of the operations will I actually let the clock move forward. So that way you guys will get at least a 2-hour video, maybe a little bit longer. I got some things to show too. Hmm. So anyway, yeah, there was 2 different strings of cars over here in the Taft Yard, so I pulled them out and stuck them in here, and there's 4 tracks. So this obviously TDSI Taft, it takes loaded rail cars and unloads them, and then retags them for different areas. And then that's my little segue into the next piece of what I did. So if you guys know, you've been following the last couple of episodes, I actually use LibreOffice. It's called LibreOffice Calc. It's a spreadsheet, and I recommend using a spreadsheet for organizing how and what you want to do on your virtual model railroad. Um, and that being said, this is my virtual model railroad. I always wanted a model railroad as a kid, and I couldn't have one, just didn't have the space. And of course, even as a kid, it was go big or go home. Well, go big for me was HO scale, and we just didn't live in a yeah, my mom and I, that's all it was. She was a single parent in a small little apartment for the 2 of us. Yeah, big dreams for a kid, no space for those dreams. But anyway, so it started my hunt for model railroading software, or at least a simulator, once I started doing farming simulator, which I really need to get back to. But every time I go back and look at the maps, I'm just not, I don't know. I'm just not. I'm just going to say that. I love the software, but the maps just aren't doing it for me. And there's one map in particular, and I already talked about that. So let me get back on topic here. So in my hunt for virtual model railroader, something I can do, everything led me to one train simulator or another, and everything was scenario based. I didn't want a scenario based. I wanted something where I had my like walking down into a basement and you got this big giant model railroad, and I wanted to be able to say, okay, you know what I want to do? I want to run trains today. I want to run a road train. Or the next day I come down there, I don't feel like running a road train. I need to work that yard, or I want to work that yard. you know, or maybe the next day, hey, you know what, I don't feel like running trains, but I do know that scenery needs to be worked on. And that's my philosophy with Run8. When I discovered Run8, it met those three criterias that I could do. I could run a road train if I want. I can work with yard operations if I want. I can work on scenery if I want. And scenery, once again, air quotes, scenery is doing the stuff behind the scenes, working on the industries, reconfiguring industries, adding new industries, taking industries away. It's not putting down tracks. It's not putting down different assets. Although I have a thought on that, I'm not going to go there. Anyway, so all that being said, I'm here now, and it led me to Run8. And when I do Run8, I use a spreadsheet, and you can either use Excel if you want to pay for it. If you're already paying for it, because that's you needed something that's the industry standard. I get it. If you want to pay for Excel or Office 365 or whatever they're calling it nowadays, you can go about. That's not. I'm not going to say it's either good or bad. It just is. But there are two free options, and one of those is OpenOffice, and then there's LibreOffice, which is built off of OpenOffice, but it has a much nicer look than what OpenOffice does. So, and I use, so that's what I'm using. I use LibreOffice, and with LibreOffice, I created a spreadsheet. Boom, there it is. So with this spreadsheet, I can go into and I write down my notes. I here move. When we actually start work here, put engines into engine shop, move engines from shop to storage, push cars over the hump. Time is needed. I cross out the things here. I strike them out. Excuse me, the ones that I did not complete. So first day, start humping trains, start trimming as I needed to, but I didn't send out. I didn't really build any locals. I've got one local already built when I started this, but I didn't build any other locals. Trim tracks 49. Second day or second shift was trim tracks 49, 41, 43. I got those done, but that took the entire 2 hours just to pull those two because they're very long trains. And of course, in railroading, nothing is done fast. There is a fast way, but I'm not going to show you because it would just destroy the whole. That'd be like walking into your virtual model railroad or just into a real railroad and go, hey, you want to move those cars from over there to that side of the layout? Not a problem. They just pick them up and carry them. No, we don't do that. So anyway, put locals in receiving yard to engine shop. We didn't do that. Engines to storage track didn't do that. Push cars, and so that got pushed down to shift number 3, and that's what we're going to do when we get back into rice yard. So, but I added to this, and I'm hoping you guys see this. So what I did do, this looks like a lot. Oh, wow. Look at all that information, farmer. How'd you do that? Well, that's a great question. How did I do that? Well, I did that by exporting the industry folder, the CSV folder, out of Run8 and putting it here. And so then I added, and I'll show you guys. I'm not really I'll let you guys figure out how to use your spreadsheets. That's going to be on you. I really didn't want to make this about how to configure spreadsheets, but I'm going to give you this one tip right here. To get these little drop-down tags so that I can filter. Say I'm looking for a specific, I want to do a specific local. So let's say the A, oops, we can go to A768. And there it is. There's the A768, and make sure it's check marked. We click OK, and it filters out the industries that are part of that particular local and what the industry is, what they take. But this isn't foolproof. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is not foolproof because I'm going to tell you because Rainier Mill, I'm going to tell you it does not have all the cars. So, and there's a way to fix that. We can, it's all you got to do is if we remove, so we're going to clear that out, and we're just going to take all of them, go OK, puts it all back. So if we go down and find Rainier, oops, hang on. There's Rainier Mill boxing loading. Okay, so let's go ahead and select that. Same thing. Gives us the same symbol, but it only shows one car type because the name here is what's doing it. So for all the different cars, you're going to have to add this name to every single car on the list. You're going to have to add the symbols for it. But let's see. Let's take a look at it. Let's try something a little bit different here. Let's try this. Okay. Let's try RAY. So there's RAYB. I'm going to tell you right now, there's more than that. So boxcars, but I know the industry takes more. I just know because I've been looking at it. So there's things that you have to fix in your spreadsheet in order to be able to use this feature. But once again, coming back around, how do we put that feature in place so that we can do it? That's easy. Oops, let's just check all, put everything back. All right, and that's just all we had to do is go along and we drag across, highlight those particular headings, come up here to data, come up here to where it says auto filter, and that automatically does it. It puts that feature in. There you go. There's your tip. That's your LibreOffice tech tip for the day. Anyway, so, and this is what I'm saying right here, building comp, boxcar, boxcar, boxcar. I mean, let's go find, here's Rainier Mill. Okay, but there's more. There's more to it than this. This is not complete. So, because it takes with Rainier Mill, there's also Rainier W, I believe, which is wood chips. Then there's tankers that they take in. So there's more than just this. This is coming from the Depot Plus configuration. This is how they have it set up. So it's not 100%. Once again, never, as great as it is, it's the information from Depot Plus is not 100%. So you got to do, they leave, honestly, and I love it because that's the kind of person I am, where it is something that leaves exploration for me. Let me turn the light on. It's getting a little, I don't know if we're getting more rain today or not, but it got dark all of a sudden. There we go. So yeah, it leaves for exploration and discovery, and it gives me a sense of accomplishment. Hey, I figured this out. Okay, so anyway, but with Rainier Mill, we need to go back. I just told you, I'm using that as an example. Anyway, so that's what I've done. We'll go back. We're going to scroll back up to the top again because this is the main page here. All right. So that was number one. And then another little tip. There is a utility. Let me see if I can find it. I just thought about this now, and there it is. Nope, that's the updater. It runs in, I'm having trouble finding it. It runs down in your taskbar when you run it, and it has a lot of neat little utilities. I'll get that for you guys. Let me bounce up here. We're going to go to external assistant for Run8. That's what we want to look for, and I'll put a link to that in the description. External assistant to Run8. Because when you launch it, it doesn't put anything on your thing. It puts it down in the system tray. You'll see a number 8 in your system tray. You just click on the number 8, and then it brings up, you can access the depot maps through it. You can access all the depot, all the Run8 documentations. It also accesses the CSV paths. So in other words, when we come back to using the spreadsheet here to find the item when I created or I exported the list, all I had to do was come over here to this external Run8 assistant, and like I said, I'll do a little piece on that. I'm not set up for it. I apologize, but you guys can look for it. It is really pretty cool. It's give you access to the vernometer, save train inspector, jump to tile. That is an invaluable piece. the jump to tile. I had that the other day. I think on one of my streams I was getting that notification that there was an extended coupler on my train. Well, it wasn't a train. It was well, it wasn't mine, but it was a train that was spawned in, and where it spawned in, one of the switches was set wrong. So I got, split coupler, but I was having trouble finding that train. But you use the coordinates that the simulator gives you, and you plug them into the external assistant, and it'll take you right to where the train's at. It's pretty cool. So anyway, all that, and okay, now if I can just get rid of, that's the only downside. I have to go back in and make sure I click that. All right. So it does sit on top of Run8 if you want to have access to it. You can bring your system tray up and it'll sit on top of Run8. That's what I was just dealing with there. Anyway, so enough of that. That's what I'm working on. Let me get rid of the spreadsheet for you so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, there we go. And before we get into the operations, this was at the very beginning, and I'm going to do it one more time just to say that if you like my content, please click subscribe, like, share, thumbs up, helps the metrics. And then if you have anybody, friends, family members, anybody that that likes doing trains or likes model railroading, please share my videos with them. This is honestly, this is in my opinion the best open world sandbox model railroad simulator. I know I shouldn't really call it. It's a railroad pardon me, it's a railroad simulator, but it's not model railroad. It is real world. So, and the physics are the best. Graphics may not be the best. I think that they could improve it, but I didn't get into this for the graphics. I got into it because of the physics. So, all right, let's get rocking and rolling. Let me make sure, check Discord real quick. I am in my Discord channel. Let's see. Oh, hang on. I just got a message here. I want to take a look at something. Hey, where's my? There it is. Let's see. Whoop. Yeah. Okay. He's there. I just said hello. Okay. I'm talking to he's a good friend of mine. He become a good friend of mine, fellow streamer, um, Kung Fu Beer. So chatting with him real briefly. And let's see, where was I? Boom, he's there. He sent me a message. There we go. Yeah, I am there. Okay. So anyway, he's having trouble finding me. I'm there, and I am listed as the Lazy Farmer in his channel. And of course, if you want to jump in, my Discord is open. I should have my Discord in the yeah, my Discord should be in my description there. You can go ahead and click on it. Welcome to join. If you have Run8 and you want to try to do some um, some multiplayer, I can try to put my, because when you buy Run8, you also get a server as well too. So I can always try to fire up the server, and you can come on and goof around on my server. Be a lot of fun. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's see, I'm in my stream. So, all right, awesome, cool. Yep, there we go. Let's see. I'm looking for. Why not? We'll just okay. No, I'm not gonna do that. Man, I don't know, man. It's like some of these things. I'm not. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna have fun today. Yeah. Okay. All right, back to the stream. Let's get busy. Okay. So anyway, like I said, I was down here. I mean, I was just bopping around, like, taking a look at the Taft area, and honestly, I can't wait till I get to Taft. That will be a lot of fun. Which Taft is in my schedule. Taft is not until day 6. It's gonna be a while, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, potentially 6. Into 6 locals out there, but once we get into every area, I'm going to be looking at the locals, looking at the industries, because we got to make there's some changes, and those changes aren't reflected in all the information that's on um, the depot site. So I want this, I want rice yard, and there we go. So here's where we're at. I've got, oh, looks like we got a new train just popped in. I think we did. All right. I'll have to go take a look at that because I thought I had one of these cleared. So it looks like we have a new train that I've got 4 tracks that I can use down there, F11 through 14. I got one open down there for anything that's going to be going through the Jessup subdivision. And then I also have, well, let's see, this is kind of, yeah, see, this is south. This is different than the map. I think. I got to go grab my map. Where is my map book? Oh, it's over there. So this is the south side. So I'm actually using south forwarding. So if this is going south, these trains will be going out this way. The north forwarding, all these trains will be going out this way. So I got to keep that in mind. And so let's go ahead. Oh, whoa, something else is coming in. Look at this. We got another train coming in. It's all lined up. It just went green. That was not me. That was just kind of like any flip the switch. Otto's already at work. We're not going to mess with Otto today. Yeah, he's probably intoxicated. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead, and what I want to do, oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to pop in, and I'm going to click on here, and hover, and there we go. Got the transport sound, and we're popping in. Yep, here we got something. Let's go back in, make sure we're in drone mode. He's pulling in into train device. Let's go down to the front. What do we got? What do we got? Ah, look at this. This is, nice, nice. I know which one this is. The Q647. Very nice. This is all 768. This will be another local. 760 is all 7. This is all 768. This is all 768. Okay. I don't know why it's just a 768. I could have swore I picked different. Yeah, this is. Well, okay, we do have okay, so mostly 768, 754. We've got some others. A lot of 768 in here though. But this was a supply train that I picked, and I chose a lot. All the locals that would run out of Rice Yard. So, and then Y305s. Oh, look at that, Y305. Interesting. Oh, sandhoppers. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. Nice. Look at it. We got tankers for Y305. That was actually kind of, yeah, this is Waycross fuel. Waycross sand. Nice. All right, well, we got some stuff to do. That might be my next train that I push over the hump, but I got to get this power off over here. And so we're going to go to work. We're going to clock in. Let's go ahead, unfreeze time. Wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Now we're moving forward. This is, okay, there we go. Unfroze time. There we go. Okay, it reset. That's kind of quirky. Don't let that fool you. I was getting kind of panicky at that, but when you freeze time, it's the actual game time in that little drop down. What's up, Dave? How you doing? Sorry, I just saw your message. Have you went over the hump config for this session? I watched back the other stream and didn't see it. You know what? I'll go over that for you right now. We're gonna go ahead. In fact, we're gonna go down here, go down to the hump, and as long as we get anywhere close to this shed or any kind of or the controller, like in Barstow, it's a little shack like right in this area here. All you gotta do is just go left click and F6. Boom. There it is. Okay. And the wax hump right here, that's actually from the Depot config. So this is how the Depot Plus server has theirs set up. You can stay with that if you want, or you can do what I did, where I have the Waycross Farmer hump. You know, if you ever watch Archer, all I gotta say is phrasing. Anyway, so, and this is actually really easy to do. I mean, I just created, you can double click where it says new config, and it gives you a whole new window right here. Good point. Thanks for reminding me. Look at this guy. He's on it. Freeze time. There it is. Okay, I'll freeze time. Man, Dave, you're awesome. All right. So we can go in and then you just, click on under the track tags and you can give it whatever tag you want. That's what's good. And then those cars will go to that track. So what I ended up doing on this one, I have 3 slough tracks, and then over in, this would actually be the B side of the bowl. It's kind of weird how they do it, but this is like the B side over here. This is the A side, I believe. I might have that backwards, but anyway, there's 2 different sides to this bowl. So everything on this side up here is going to be outbound cars that will leave Waycross, the rice yard, heading for cities, wherever. And then I've got other cars, MIDU, LRT, JAXU, Orlando Utilities. Those go there because I need to figure those out. And then we got some different, and there's no real rhyme or reason other than one side of the bowl it'll be outbound cars. The other side of the bowl, the left side over here, is just how our cars coming in for locals, coming in from a supply train that like the one that just came in. So anyway, here we go. And then this one, the WX one, I can actually remove that. I don't have anything that had that WX01. That was a Y305. So once again, one document from the Depot Plus had the WX001, but then you come into the simulator and with their new config, it's Y305. So go figure, okay? But once again, it's that discovery, it's that research piece, diving in, looking around, kicking the tires, lighting the fires, all that kind of good stuff. Now I made a change. I'm going to go ahead and save the disk. And then the big thing is we're just going to enable. Now when you enable it, you want to make sure that you're highlighted here. Whichever one is highlighted will be the one that's going to program or set, basically control the hump controller. And then we're just going to go ahead and click enable, and now that's it. The hump controller is set. It's turned on. This is how it's going to separate the cars. Something to remember is, okay, you start a string back here, and if you disable, and you can go AI, you can do it yourself manually, or I just set it to AI and let the AI push. But if I come over here and I discover something and I will turn and disable the controller, you'll lose the AI on the train. So it won't stop. It won't keep pushing. He won't come to a stop. Well, he will come to a stop. Sorry, I misspoke there. But he'll relinquish. He'll relinquish the train. So if you come back over here, make your changes, then re-enable, then you got to go back over to the train that you were pushing over the hump and re-enable the AI again on the lead locomotive. So other than that I hope that answers your question, Dave. Kind of gave you real quick and dirty, but that's basically how the hump controller works. And once again, it's another area of Run8 that is I mean, there's so many things that are configurable. They really are. And you dive into the PDF documents that are in the folder when you install Run8, and every time you install a new DLC, check that folder because you may get something new. Dive into those documents, read through them. They're a wealth of information. Read between the lines as well too. Is depot config on the new symbols? Their config, every time they come out with a new configuration file, it's because they've changed something on their server. So where it might be an industry, and in case in point in the local I have here waiting A768, there was an industry that was changed from some kind of a grain industry to now it's Dr. Pepper Bottling Company. So they're taking different cars. They made changes there that way. And every time they do that, they'll put out the new config file. And so if you want to update and run exactly what they run, then that's what you want to go with. You can do your own too. I mean, no, good for you, Dave. So yeah, come on back. Ask me questions, man. You can also leave me a message. I might take a day or two to respond because when I have downtime, I usually do that at work. But I'll respond back to your questions and we'll try to answer them as best I can, and or even bring them to the stream as well too, so that you and others can see. You can what am I trying? You know what? I need another cup of coffee. That's what the problem is. I only had one. I only got half the caffeine running around my brain right now. That is really a good question there, Dave. So they don't have the train files or auto with the config files. Okay, so part of the config files that they do have, I mean, it covers everything. When you download the config files and install it, it's for all the DLCs that are out there, all the different maps and everything that they have. Even if you don't have those DLCs, that's okay. It'll still install what you need, and part of that will be it'll be um, the train symbols. The train symbols that they try to use. Well, I was going to say that the train symbols that they try to use go back to what was being used by CSX, because that's in this particular area, or it might be Union Pacific or Burlington Northern if you go to Southern California or Northern California. Um, it's the symbols used at the about the turn of this I want to say turn of the century, yeah, late 1990s, early 2000s. That's the era that is modeled by Run8. So the train symbols are based off of that. Although I know that the latest config, there are some locals that are designated M. Um, or not locals. I'm sorry. Well, no, they're not. Yeah, not locals. They're manifest trains. So, like the train that just came into the yard now, that was a Q train. That was back then. CSX redid their symbology, and so now manifest trains are actually designated M. And then I did find that the first number in the three digits designates the area that train came out of. So 6 would be down here in the southeast. 5 would be kind of like mid-Atlantic. I think is what they call it over there. 4 would be maybe northeast. So, I'm noticing that with this new config that they're slowly starting to come over to the more modern CSX symbology because it just makes sense. L local, M manifest. Your intermodals might be the Qs for quality. So, it says here, okay, James. What's up, James? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Notice you had a track out of service. Does that happen automatically, or did you manually put it out of service? If manually, how did you do that to mimic track say? Okay, so no, that was not me. I think you're talking about this right here. This when you buy this particular DLC, I don't know if it's I don't want to say shortcoming, but this is actually back in the day. Um, Okay, history of Rice Yard, and I found this. This is not me because I'm not from this area of the country, but the biggest in the heyday of Rice Yard, they used to push two different trains at a time. And I saw another YouTube video. There's another yard, I think it's in Germany, that actually has that operation going on. It's really quite something to see these cars alternate. But not so much nowadays, because the era that Run8 is modeled in is, like I said, early. I'm going to call it early 2000s. There's a lot of different types of cars being pushed, but if you look at trains nowadays, it's pretty much either all auto racks or unit trains or intermodal. And intermodal has become king of the rails. So that's what we're seeing. So these large classification yards aren't being used as much now. In Run 8, they put this in because this is what it looks like. I don't know. I think I'm not, I don't, like I said, I don't want to say a limitation, but maybe in the programming, the hump controller cannot. Maybe they didn't figure out a way to have the hump controller do two trains at the same time. Who knows? Maybe that might be coming in the future. Okay, but for right now, since you can only hump one train at one time, they actually put this track out of service. And to tell the truth, I just left it. I don't think it can be removed. So anyway, but good questions, guys. Great questions. So all right, let's go ahead and I'm going to unfreeze time and let's get to work. So first thing I want to do is I'm actually going to come down here since I got to pull. I got these trains that are sitting over here. If I start pushing them, I'm not going to be pulling these. I won't be able to get these locomotives unless I could pull them all the way down here and come up this way. I could do that, but it actually is kind of faster if I come across and come down in here into the engine shop. So that's the thing that we're going to do today. I'm going to go grab these locomotives, get them off of here. I'm actually going to go down to the end of the train, grab this one first. Whoop. Let's get down here. F12 will put me back on the ground. And I'm just going to start this one because I don't want the other ones. And if I do auto, all that kind of good stuff, then it'll actually get the other ones going, and I don't want those at this time. So we want close that. All right. T109 North Campground. All right, so we got another train, but these I think I got to start looking at. That's that scenery piece. You're welcome, Dave. That's that scenery piece, and I need to go back when these come in. I should actually start making notes of these, and then the sceneries go in and look at in the train maker up, or not the train maker, I'm the AI train generator. And some of these, do I want as many through trains? I do want life on it, but I am getting one right now. I'm getting one train an hour, and I would rather have something come in. I don't want to overload Waycross, but I would love to have something come, things come in. So I'm kind of excited we got that one train that came in. So set as lead unit. All right. You go back down to the other end. Nope. Okay, they're out. Okay, good. And we're going to jump in. Attendant call? Okay. Hello? Hello? I need my cocktail. Alright, I'm looking for... Whoops. Ah. Alright, we are in run. Short hood lead, engine start. forgot. This is all in reverse here. I'm looking for... You can tell I don't come in here all that often, so... Oh, there we are. They're right in front of my face, and I couldn't even see them. Alright, engine, gen fuel control. That's what I want. I want that on. Engine run on. Don't need dynamic brakes, but I'll flip it on. Yeah, okay, we're good. Okay, let's go back out to the ground. Alright, and right now we're going to go reverse. Off the brakes. We're released. There we go, and change the open coupler from yellow to white, get the pressure off of it. And now we're going to go ahead and go forward. Alright, we're good. This is what I wanted. Alright. Come down here, F11, get on the step. We're going to ride this. Let's get headlights on. Alright, other stuff like this we don't need on right now. So, and let's make sure, yep, time is unfrozen. Nice. Alright, so we just started our shift. So what I'm going to do is this is going to be kind of odd how I'm going to do this, because I'm going to end up being long hood forward, but I am going to come down. Oh, I'm going way too fast. But straight, I don't care. It is only 15 miles an hour inside the yard, but yeah, nobody's yelling at me. External assistant logs, all that to the view. Yeah, no, the external assistant is awesome. It's a nice little utility, and I don't hear anybody talking about it. So that's why I wanted to bring that up. It adds a lot. I mean, especially when you're doing behind the scenes stuff. And then the new the external dispatcher has been delayed for a couple more weeks, so but there's totally a new one coming, and it's going to be really nice. Alright, got my K-cup, make a second cup of coffee here, because every locomotive has a Keurig in it. Just saying. Alright, love the external assistant. Yep. Oh man, it was like that's a perfect quality of life piece. So when it comes down to this, so all right, so we're going to move these 4 locomotives over to the shop, and then we're going to go ahead and start pulling. We'll get an AI going, pushing cars over the hump, and while he's doing his work, we're going to go back and start pulling some of those locomotives out of the shop and put them over onto the storage track for the power. And this will take us in game. Will take us to about 6 o'clock. Sun should start coming up, and what I'm trying to do is I'm honestly trying to get to where we can run a first local, take it out and do work some industries and bring them back. So, but in the meantime, what do we got going? Okay, so we still got something's been routed in. Rice yard. Someone's coming in down here. It's a Q655. I think that's another. I forgot which one that's another supply train that I had routed in. Waycross Terminal to Sub-Bullen, Plant Avenue. Okay, so he's coming down here. There it is right there. He's got him cleared all the way in. And this is where it gets confusing, because I think, yeah, downtown Platte Avenue, Q650. Okay, so the Q655, there's another one coming in behind them. Coming in. And then coming in here into A2. and A2's over here. So this is where the mapping on this on the dispatcher screen gets confusing, because this is, you know, he's coming in, he's going, the train's actually moving to the right, and then you come to this page, well, here's A2, so now he's coming in to the left. Whoa, get back. Almost forgot this guy was moving. All right, let's go ahead and bring him to a stop. All right. And we'll go back to our dispatch screen here. F3 to do that. Okay, so I'm up here. I'm right here. Okay. That one's set to normal. I actually need to reverse this one. There we go. I want to come down this line and come back up here, and that's what I do. So I'm basically doing a runaround. Ah, I'm inside it. Okay, we didn't pull far enough forward. Oh, no, we didn't. We got it back here. We're good. What am I saying? All right, anything weird going to happen here? Nope, our switch is good. Yeah, I forgot to do that earlier. Let's come off the brake. Ah, great question, Dave. How do you keep the world from being oversaturated with new local trains and only manually spawn industry trains? Awesome question. Let me get this guy moving here, and then I will focus on that. I'm going to go ahead. Left control C brings up slow speed. So we're under 15 miles an hour. It is our slow speed is set to 14.1. So Run8 will feather the throttle, and since we're on, and this only works really well on the flats. If you are going uphill or downhill, slow speed uphill will try its best to maintain it, but it will not hit brakes or dynamic brake as you go downhill. All right, back to Dave's question. So how do we get, how do you keep the world from being overpopulated? So Shift F2 brings up the AI train menu. That was left Shift F2 to be exact. So if we come back in here for the AI traffic generation, then you can either disable it if you have a lot of trains coming. I actually set the time between 55 minutes to 60 minutes. 60 minutes is the max. So really comes down to one train per hour. And then I have how many trains, max number of trains at any time on the map. And right now I have it set to 20. I think that may be a little low. But I'm just now starting to get the manifest trains or the supply trains coming in. So, and I have to work on that too. And that'll be the next video. I'll show you what I'm going to do on that one. But you can set max number of trains. You can raise or lower it. Train simple timeout. So if I have a Q655 that just spawned today, that will not regenerate or not respawn for another 24 hours. So I'm not going to end up with like 2, 3, 4, 5 trains all labeled Q655 all spawning on the same day. You can set that as high or low. These are completely configurable, but that's how I set this piece. But now if you come into the spawn points, and you say you pick your spawn point, I've been getting a lot of trains coming out of North Campground, Maine. The more you have this slider moved to all the way through, this is no trains. This is like you're the king, man. All trains are going to spawn there. So you move that. So now that is going, all the trains that are be spawning on North Campground, Maine will make that spawn point a little more active. Now we're going to go to the train types under that. So North Campground Main, train types. These are all the different train types. Same thing. How often do I want a mixed freight to spawn? Little to like constant. So play with those sliders. And then under mixed freight, we click on train symbols. Are you going to go it? Uh-oh. Don't lag out on me. Hang on, let me bring it back up again. Yeah, something didn't go. Shift F2. There we go. Go train symbols. Oh, wait a minute. I want mixed freight. There we go. Select one. Train symbols. There we go. And these are all the symbols. And these are the ones that I'm working on right now. I'm taking a look at these particular symbols. And an example, if I highlight the Q647, tag for industries, yes. And then I went down and this particular unit train, or not unit train, but this particular manifest will only bring in those particular locals, or cars tagged for industries on those locals. Same thing here on the Q655. You know, you can see I picked those particular. So these are all part of the configuration that came over from Depot. I'm just changing them. I'm changing the locomotive types. US-44s, my personal favorite, SD-70s, Dash 9s, CSX, Run8s. Train priority basically determines how much power is going to be on that train, and how long the train is. So, and a lot of it also depends on where the spawn point are, and we're going to get into, like, you can even create your own spawn points as well. But all that's in that configuration screen is how I limit the amount of trains that are being generated, whether they're just going to be adding life. So hopefully we can see like a road train come through the Rice Yard area and just keep on going. Come in from the north, go off at the south. Just to add life to the map. And then of course you have our unit trains. Now these trains are already sitting here, and that's going to lead to another problem. When I started this stream, I was down in the Taft Yard, and there were cars there that are tagged for an industry that, with the new configuration, that industry no longer exists. So the question becomes, what do I do with those cars? And they're mixed in on a mixed freight. So what do we do with those cars? I'm going to leave a guess. What do you do with those cars? So it's the reason why I went on the spreadsheet and exported that CSV file of all the industries. And so basically I can go down and take a look at the industries that are in that area and which cars they claim, take a look at the cars that have mystery industries. Oh, that's a reefer. This industry takes reefers. I'll change that car tag over to something that'll match up with that industry that accepts that type of car, if that all makes sense. So hopefully that answered your question. I went off on a tangent there as well too, Dave, but I hope that answered your question for you. Something that, and this is one reason I went with Run8 too, because I talk about it being my virtual model railroad. The car tagging system that they have, it's very similar to the car waybill system on an actual model railroad. That was the other thing that got me. I don't know. I'm not going to say I don't think any others have that. They probably do. But this was the one that, in my mind as a kid, when I read about that waybill system, I actually made a waybill system, and I didn't even have a model railroad. It was in my mind, but I would use. All right, let's bring this to a stop here. 10 pounds, come off the notch. All right, and I'm going to get on the ground here. All right, and we're going to come up, and I got to come past this switch here. I'm going to take slow speed off. All right, just under 5 miles an hour since we're going to be coupling up here. Let's see. Yep, that was my thought. I want life to... Yeah, no, exactly. That I'm glad I answered your question, Dave. It's and the thing about it, like, well, that one train that came in that has the A768 on that particular local, Rainier Industries down there, I actually looked it up. I mean, they're an actual industry that is in operation today. They take wood products, and that from the wood products, they make a variety of different products. And this is what got me when I read their page. Um, they make from wood products, whether it's wood chips, boards of wood, whatever it may be. They make products that are used in the manufacturing of cosmetics, different types of. Oh, that was thrown against that train. I just realized that. Let's throw it real quick. I did that because I actually have switch derailment turned on, so I'm going slow enough that I probably wouldn't have, but never. I don't want to risk it. And of course, I just realized I threw it against it. So anyway, never mind. I was in mid-panic. Sorry, guys. All right. Let's kill the bell here. Actually, let's get on the steps. Never do this. This is against the rules. All right, we're going to go forward. And I'm going to do the coupling. I want to do that. Keep that. Anything under 5 is good, but I like to keep it right about 3 miles an hour. So I'm going to take slow speed off again. Oh, I didn't want that. I want this. There we go. I make a lot of mistakes, guys. I make the mistakes so you don't have to. That's my motto. So you can actually even go into, and this is where it gets kind of dangerous. So back up your files accordingly. Okay, we're under 3 miles an hour. All right. And with that. All right, so yeah, he's facing backwards. And I could have gone all the way down to the balloon track if I wanted to. But this guy is facing in the right direction. So we're going to set this one as lead unit, auto start. All right. And let's see, this one, short hood trail, nope. And that's going to be long hood trail. And I do that so I can go J, and you see lights came on over there. So, all right. So this one should be short hood lead. It is. All right. And we're going to turn lights on there. All right. Now this is unrealistic. This is something you need to work on. You look at this. I turn the lights on. You got nothing here, but look at all these cars that are flaring out with lights. That's, yeah. So all the lights are going right through this hollow tanker. Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay, and we're going to close that. Close the ankle cock. Keep the air. And at this point, we're going to go in reverse since this is the lead logo. And come on down. James, that's okay, man. I keep making the same mistakes too. It's so good. If you know what, if you're not making mistakes, you're not learning. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, I gotta get jumped down. I gotta go maybe flip some switches here. All right, and so I look at Run8 this way too, and I tell people how realistic is it? Well, yeah, it's pretty realistic. You go back to 9/11, we know those guys. They used Microsoft's Flight Simulator to practice, as well as going to flight schools and stuff to learn how to fly a plane. I honestly believe that Run8 is that same simulator, but there's nothing like actually getting into the cab and playing with the handles. I go up to the Sacramento Railroad Museum all the time and get into the cab, touch the handles, pretend. Kids look at me kind of strange. It's alright, kid. I'm an adult. I may be old, but I'm an adult with a kid's heart. That's all I'm going to say. Alright, let's go back. We're going to go into reverse. Alright, and we're going to take off all brakes, handbrakes off. We're starting to move. And slow speed will come on at just about 10 miles an hour. Boom, 10.1, that works. Alright. That's exactly right, Dave. After you bang your head on the table a few times, why did I do that again? Like leaving that switch thrown against me. Okay. No, actually it's not. I'm not. What am I thinking of? It's thrown right. See? I'm still making mistakes, so you don't have to. Alright. So once we get this guy, basically, and once we get him over and cross, I could actually stop over here and shift. I'm going to bring him all the way down into the facility down here. So these I don't think are ready to go out yet. I can't see them from here, but anyway. The rail tag, those cars over that's recycling cars for, we're going to change oil. They put the used oil in there. I set those to like 96-hour turnaround time, because I figure it's going to take a while for those to fill up, so that's what I wanted to simulate. I hate to say it, my daughter learned a valuable lesson when she was little. We had a pellet stove in the living room, and she kept wanting to go over and touch it while I was running. No, you're going to burn. No, you're going to burn. We even had a screen up in front of it and a whole bit. And you got those little kids. You got to watch them like a hawk all the time. I literally turned my back to answer a question from my wife, and I swear it was like a second. And I turned back just in time to see my daughter put her hand around the screen and on the glass. Okay, yeah, she ended up having blisters all over her hand. I spent that night holding her hand in a bucket of ice water, and every time, she'd pull it out, she'd hate that, pull it out, she'd hate the burning sensation even more. You look at here, my speed is increasing because I am on a negative downhill slope. So slow speed is not going to kick in dynamics or anything like that. So we want to make sure that we're going to apply some independent brake here. 6 pounds is enough. We're reducing our speed. We're going to be coming to a stop anyway because I'm going to have to throw that switch. So, yeah, but you know what? She learned not to touch. If we just said it's hot, she learned that lesson. Oh, it's hot? I'll leave it alone. Alright, let's just bring this to a stop. Come off the notch. Alright, get back on the ground. F12 to do that. Shift and W to run a little bit faster. Control and W, you run even faster. That's that warp speed. I need to... Yeah, I need to come down that lead. Okay, I know where I'm heading. Still learning. I'm not that familiar with rice yards, so I'm still kind of learning it, but I'm getting it. So I encourage you guys to do this. If you're familiar with CSX, you're like, I get it. I love CXS land. I live by it. Then Southern California. Well, you buy the base game. You're going to be in Southern California anyway. So then I would suggest do that. To me, that's where I live. I live Central California. I talk about this town here. I've got Union Pacific on one side of the town. I've got Burlington Northern Santa Fe on the other side of the town. So at any given time, um, I can, I can hear the trains. I mean, I can go watch trains. I don't even have to. I literally can go. There's a couple of obviously some really nice restaurants. I can go there, grab some bite to eat, and sit down and watch trains go by. It's paradise. So my friends think I'm weird. James, I'll tell you that. Yeah, well, of course, you start off, you get the base game, and I'm just once I played the base game, and it took me like maybe a day, I was hooked, and then I literally went through and reworked my budget and made it so I could actually buy either a new DLC to expand the map, or buy a couple of car packs. This switch is thrown against me, so we're going to be a little on the professional side, come to a stop. Now I'm going to act like a conductor. I'm going to go out here and flip the switch because this guy is too late. Well, he's down there, actually. He's too lazy. Alright, yep, that's right, because I need to come down here and then go down that lead right there. So I might as well stay on the ground because I got to let him come past here. And let me go throw this switch just in case I go across it and I don't want to get that stretch coupler piece thing again. So, alright. Alright, so I got talked into, guys. It's coming. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be getting a rail driver. I am. If you watch the stream, I was chatting with another fellow streamer, good guy, Kerbo. Go check out his videos as well. I do recommend it. But he's got a rail driver, and he does like it. But his came in, and controls were a bit sloppy. So I am going to do an unboxing on when I get my rail driver. That will be not next week, the week after. I'm going to order it, and it's pretty pricey. I'll be honest with you. It's expensive. It's $200, almost $250, depending if you get it with another train simulator, which I'm going to do. Train Sim World 4, I'm going to order it with that. So we're going to play around with that simulator. And that way, I'm probably going to do a comparison between the two. Between Run8 and Train Sim, and then there's another one I'm going to play with as well too. All right, let's go ahead and bring this to a stop. 10 pounds of reduction. All right, we're going to go into forward. All right, let's get on. There we go. All right, and now we're going to go off the brakes, and then I'm going to set slow speed to just about 6 miles an hour. There we go. I forgot to do the horn. Got to let the bell run because it's a safety piece too. We're going by, we've got fuel on the outside, we got sand on the inside. I got cars that came in. I think these cars are ready to go out. I use a Honeycomb Bravo as a rail driver. I never heard of that, Dave. I'll have to take a look at that. The other one I'm thinking about, because I really want to start doing some farm sim as well too, because that's where I started streaming. But like I said, the maps that they've been coming out for the latest farm sim have not been. Yeah, I'm just gonna say they just haven't been. And there's one map that I absolutely love, and they didn't bring it over to the latest version of Farm Sim. It originally came out for Farm Sim 17. Then they redid it for Farm Sim 19, but apparently I guess whoever made that map has probably moved on to bigger and better things and has decided, yeah, I'm not going to worry about bringing it to the latest version. But it was really good, and that was the Saxony map. I really liked it. And I liked it because also, too, that's where my mom's side of the family came from, was from the Saxony area of Germany, so... you have it vertical on your left side. So honeycomb Bravo I use. I'll go look that up, Dave. I'm going to look that up. I made a note of it right here. Alright, we're going to come to a stop here. Put about 10 pounds on to bring it to a stop. And we're going to leave the bell ringing. I'm not going to use the horn. I just need to flip this switch. And I'll also go down and take a look. I believe... Which one is open? I know one of these is open. Outside. Looks like this one's open. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and stick them in there. I think there's another one that's open, but we're going to go ahead and just put them down in there. Alright, that's good. That switch is good. That switch is good. Looks like we're already pre-lined up for it, except for this one, right? No, that one's good too. Okay. So, honeycomb Bravo. Didn't I see somewhere? I don't know. I thought I saw a video somewhere of somebody that actually got a hold of a control panel from a like an SD40 or a GP38, something like that, and turned it into an actual. That would be pretty cool. Use it, you know, for Run8, an actual, you know, one from an actual locomotive would be huge. I don't know how you'd wire that up. I'll tell you one thing about the rail driver, though. I did look the company up because you can buy it right from the company, and they produce a lot of different stuff. It's obvious that the rail driver is a like an afterthought. Not an afterthought. It's like, well, let's also do this. It's a little niche thing, so they're not relying on the rail driver sales to, you know, to feed their company, but it's not so. I mean, some of the people that what they said on the stream about the rail driver, I'm a little disappointed in it. But then again, I want my own experience. And trust me when I say that when I buy the rail driver, if it's not 100%, we'll just say if it's not 100%, if the controls are sloppy, if it doesn't want to calibrate, and it's supposed to work with every train simulator out there ever created, yes, I will be the squeaky wheel. I'm just saying. Have to use another program you have to buy, and it sends keyboard commands, so it is not a direct interface like rail driver. Gotcha. So it does take some setup to get it to work, and it won't be 100% as the rail driver, but I already had the Bravo for Flight Sim, and so I figured out why not. Okay, makes sense. And I was starting to say too, there's a new stick out for Farm Sim. So it's just, I mean, they modeled it after like what you would see inside of a tractor. They have a joystick inside the modern tractors now and combines. There is also, they also made a, it's from, I think Thrustmaster makes it. There's also a bracket that you can buy as well too, and it's very cheap, both the stick and the bracket. I mean, I have to look at the price, but I heard somebody say it was under $100. Don't know, don't quote me on that, but I heard them say that. But then you get the wheel, and whatever wheel you want, you fix it to that bracket, and it puts the wheel at the right angle, just like it would be inside of a tractor. So it's not a bad setup. I had the other wheel that came out from, well, Logitech is the parent company. Cytec was the company, the original one, the wheel and the side panel. And I went keyboard on Farm Sim and notch down here. We're going to be coming down. I'm going to bring this all the way into the very end here. All right, 10 pounds, a little bit more, maybe 20 pounds. Okay. So we're going to, oh, perfect. Okay, let's get off of here. Kill the bell. We don't need the bell anymore. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this main one, bring up the tagger, and we're going to go through and remove everything here. And based off of the date, let's go ahead, and the date is November 1st in game. Okay, so based off the date, I just put a tag on there. This is what I do: 11/01/23. You know, month, day, year, because you don't know what life is going to bring. I mean, I could end up back in the hospital again for various reasons. The job I have is slightly hazardous, but not too bad. I wouldn't give it up for anything. All right. So anyway, so I just put the dates on there and make it a minimum of 24 hours before we can pull these out. So, and when I see the tag on there, oh, today is in the game, it's November 2nd. They've been there for 24 hours. Then I can go ahead and refuel them by clicking the refuel button. Set the handbrake, kill the engine, and we'll go down the line and just do the same thing. Set the handbrake, kill the engine. Set the handbrake, kill the engine. Set the handbrake and kill the engine. So 24-hour time, basically it's okay, you're in here, they're getting refueled, they're getting more sand added to them or topped off, you know, and if needed, they're getting their oil changed. So it shouldn't take that long to do that. I figure a string of locomotives like that, you know, 24 hours is enough time to do it. These other ones over here have already been done. So what I want to do on this particular train, actually I'll just grab this one. I'm going to relinquish it. So you can relinquish here. This could be deadly if you click this by mistake because this will delete the entire string of locomotives. I don't want to do that. So the other place that you can do that is just obviously up here, train, relinquish train, same thing. All right, so I have no train here. So I can come over and grab one of these others, which I am going to pull them out so I can put them on the storage yard over here. But before I do that, I'm going to get into drone mode because it's a little bit faster. Left shift F12 and E to go. And we're going to go ahead and I've got, a fourth train. There's our fourth trains here. So I was down to 3 and now I've got 5 strings of cars to push over the hump. So I might also just go ahead and push this one. So we're going to go ahead and start this one. All right, let them warm up. And I'm not server, so I can actually flip the switches. I would love to go down this track. All right. Who knows? Maybe we'll get it set up to where you can do that. All right, we're going to come down here. He's coming straight. And then I need to flip this. All right. Come down here into this side, the B side of the bowl. I believe is what this one is. Let me see. Energy tags. No, I want milepost tags. There we go. Let's see. Is this the B side or the A side? All right, we're going to go ahead and flip that one back. And we're going back down, and we're going to shove this one back up and over. North forwarding yard. Let's go back in. I want to see which. Receiving yard. Okay, so this is the receiving yard. I should have known that. And then the B side that I'm talking about is over here. So we have bowl B and bowl A. So, oh, someone's at my door. I'll be right back. All right, there we go. Anyway, so let's get back to work. I'm off on a tangent. All right, so I want to get into Control F11, puts me into the cab. Awesome. We're going to go into forward. I'm actually just going to take the brakes off, hit F5 to remove the. I'm not even notched in. This is, you can see I'm already starting to move. We're on a 2% grade here, so it'll pick up speed. We're going to go down. We're going to hook up to that one string I just removed the locomotives from, and we're going to start pushing them over the hump. And then we're going to go back to the service facility, pull those locomotives out while this train is being pushed over, and clear the, because we got to make room for, we got some more locomotives that have just come in. Put a little brake on it to 20 miles an hour. There's only 15 miles an hour in the yard. I like to do 10 for safety. That's all I need to do. Do a derail. Why not? Alright, looks like we're on the flat, so let's go ahead and I'm going to notch it up one and slow speed, set to 11. That'll be fine. Perfect. We're in good shape, guys. We're in good shape. It's railroading. Nothing is fast. So if you don't have Run8, there should be a link in my description that you can actually go ahead and take you to the Run8 studios. A lot of railroading done in that that initial game. You got from Needles to Barstow to Mojave. There's a lot of work to be done in just the Barstow yard. I mean, you can learn a lot. The locals out of the Barstow yard are kind of on the small, so you get your feet wet with the locals and how to do it, and then you can learn how to get in and do the manipulations. And something in which I am going to be doing because I've got to figure out. Well, I did figure out already for another streamer. He was having an issue trying to get his a intermodal into Jack's Ramp yard here in the southeast, and you just can't tag a train randomly. You just can't say, okay, this is going to be, this is my intermodal, I'm going to make it I-777. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, because it'll go, I mean, auto will try to route that train based upon the direction that it's facing. So if you start an intermodal and you want it to go north, but you have it facing south, auto's going to take it south. So that's the first thing. Make sure your train is facing in the right direction. The next thing is you got to go in and make sure if you're going to use a certain tag, that tag has to be in the XML file. And there is a link in my description to the Highball Run8 page that will help you manipulate the XML files and keep the formatting the way it's supposed to be so it doesn't crash the game. And of course, anytime you manipulate any files from Run8, any of the XML files or the CSV files, anything like that, make sure you back them up. That's always back your stuff up before you do it. I actually not only will I copy the original files into a folder, I put that folder on a whole different drive just to make sure that I don't grab it by mistake, and then I pin the one that I want to work with, you know, in Explorer, so it takes me to the one that I want to work. There's all the you guys can figure that out. All right, so we're going to go ahead. Like I said, we're going to tie into the back end of the string of cars over here to the right, and I should actually have the bell on because I'm going by cars here. Let's open the windows up. All right. Other than that, no, it's pretty chill. I mean, Run8 is, you know, it's the virtual model railroad simulator. I mean, that's the way I'm approaching it. That was born out of a single player like me. Um, and I will do some streams this week. I'm gonna be on the High Green server, which is part of the Mateo server system. The Mateo server actually is Southern California, so if you want to play with some other people, the High Green is the Southeast, so which is where I'm at right now, a single player. Not as busy, so they could use a lot of people. They use some help over there, but I'm not familiar with this area. I'm not familiar with CSS tags. I'm getting familiar. I've forced myself to come over here and play over here just because it was different. And it was, I mean, I understand Union Pacific and how they do things. I understand Burlington Northern and how they do things, but CSX was a different animal. And then Norfolk Southern, the Pittsburgh subdivision, that's a whole different situation in itself as well too. So if you're looking for, if you buy the base game, and then you're looking for a couple of really good smaller DLCs that are standalone, Northern California is a good one. That's the area I'm truly familiar with. I spent a lot of time going up and over that, going over the Sierra Mountains as a kid when we had family members that worked for Southern Pacific Railroad. So they got me on Amtrak, and I got to spend some time in one of the locomotives, and so I mean it was exciting. That's why I'm a train nerd. But that's a good one. They've got some. You can learn to take. They got a nice couple of good locals that come out of the Davis Yard there in Roseville, California, that service a lot of industries on the California side. Then you can take a road train up and over. In fact, over the mountain, honestly, a good 2-hour, 3-hour session on Run8. You'll go from Roseville to Sparks, and then there's a couple of really good locals that you can that you can run around out in Sparks with. So it's a good one. The Pittsburgh line, I took a look at it. The Norfolk Southern is the main line, and once again, I'm kind of just sort of my perception. I may be wrong. But the perception is that the main line is Norfolk Southern, but all the industries are run by little short line railroads. So you're bringing, as a Norfolk Southern, you're bringing cars to a yard, dropping them, and then moving on to the next yard, and then that short line will work. So that'd be a good one if you want a little standalone. Pittsburgh line is that's a good one as well too. So if you're looking for a little more of a challenge in Southern California, Southeast, Selkirk Mohawk would be another good one. I need to go force myself once I get used to this and make at least 1 week trip through and hit all the yards. I'll probably end up going up to Selkirk and doing the same thing for the Selkirk yard. That's the alerter. Just hit the right Alt key, or I can even periodically just hit the period key on the number pad just to turn the bell on and off. Anytime you manipulate something, it resets the alerter. Or you can just hit the Alt key every so often, and what do we got going? Anything coming in? Nothing's coming in yet. Downtown plant Q549. Did they hold them up? Nope, there he is right there. So A2, got another one coming in, but not into the yard yet. So Otto hasn't routed him yet, so we'll see what he's going to do. So I'll have another train coming in, so we'll see. All right. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, that was light. I want to do, where'd it go? Let's turn this one on, turn the panel lights on, turn the there we go. Now we got some light inside the cab. Okay, you can see the gauges better. You can see here how it's feathering just to maintain the 11 miles an hour. So So I got this train that just came in. That one is going to go, that's a local. I think that one is all local, so that'll go over into the local yard. I do have one set up. We have about another hour. It's in game. It's 4:55. Yep, 4:55. So we're going to play until it hits right up here. It hits 6 o'clock. That'll be the 2-hour shift. That'll probably be another stream. I'm off all week, so my plan is to get at least 1 to 2 streams in. Today is a little bit busier day. I'm supposed to go to church this morning. I slept through it. I stayed up late last night. I was like, I don't know, man. My mind was going. I think I had too much coffee yesterday. Too much high-test coffee. Even when I was working, I was thinking about what I need to do here. That's not good. I need to focus on work more. So, but it's to get you that content, and it's good content. I like it. I mean, I like this. It's a great simulator. But other than that, I'm going to be doing, like I said, I've got after the first of the month, after I get paid, I've got a couple of other, like I said, I'm going to be purchasing the rail driver. We'll do an unboxing when that comes in. So I got to set my camera up. All right, let's turn that off. All right, so this is computer controlled, which is that box right there. Now if I click on it, I gotta get closer. I get that message. So go to F3 and we're going to tab around till we get back to this page. And this is where I'm at right here. So he's already reversed. That's perfect. So we're going to come across that. See, there's an L173 at LitoWiki. I really need to look at where these are spawning from. Once again, if they're full, if they're through trains, I don't care. Let them go. I want life on the map. But if it's a supply train, then I need to make sure it's bringing in what I need it to bring in. All right. Anyway, enough of that. About 5 pounds, start slowing it down. Got another 5-pound reduction on the brake cylinder there. Go ahead, or, well, 5 pounds of pressure. I'll just say that, not a reduction. All right, and then we're gonna go back into F3. There it goes. When it was gray like that, I don't know if you noticed that it said N, it was grayed out. It was grayed out because the locomotive was too close to the switch. But if you sit and wait for a little bit, because the auto will sense that the locomotive is not moving, it'll say, okay, the switch is clear to flip. In this case, it's in reverse, which means it's going to go this way. So I'm going to right click to turn it blue, left click, and then right click again, and now it's set to normal, which is straight through. So CXX land is, they do this, and UP and UP BNSF on those maps, you don't have those. You would actually right click on the actual where it diverges, right click on it, it'll turn blue, left click to flip it, right click to turn it back off again, give the control back to auto. So that's pretty much what we did. I like it that it doesn't actually move until you come back into the map and see it. So we got the light switched. All right, now we're gonna go hook up. Yeah, we're gonna go into reverse. All right. Slow speed's still set. We're gonna leave that up until we get closer to connecting, and then all we gotta do is jump off and click AI. Go to the end of the train before. Well, actually, I'll go to the end of the train first. Make sure everything, all the manual throw switches are aligned to push this train up and over the hump, and then I'll come back to the main engine. Click it, set as AI recrew, and go about other business. Let the AI take care of it. Now you can certainly do it manually if you want to push a hump of cars over the, or a string of cars over the hump. You can do that manually. Just make sure, hey, set slow speed like what I've been doing here. And once you get close to the hump controller, set your slow speed for no faster than 3 miles an hour. And basically 2.5 is probably best. And then just set slow speed and slowly push your cars over. But I mean, that's, if you want to do that, you can, but I'd rather set the AI and go about and do something else. And then when the AI panics and says, hey, I'm not, I can't do something because the track is full or there's a problem. Like I did have a car that the switch, it was moving too slow and a switch flipped underneath it, so I had that extended coupler error. So, alright, we're just going to cruise. I'll get all the way back down again. Oh, I don't think I need those. I don't need those. I don't need that. I don't need those on. There we go. I mentioned it before, and I'll keep mentioning again. Run8 when you purchase it, it comes with a server. So if you got friends, family members that you'd like to go out and do some, go out and rail fan real life trains and things like that, and talk trains, and just have, just in general wish you had a model railroad. Hey, fire up the server, let them come play, have a server party. All right, we got some trains down here. We've got end of train device is still flashing, so I need to go over and do that, shut those engines down, to be honest with you, and take those EOTs off. All right, we're at 5 o'clock. We got another hour to go, guys. Okay. Ooh. He's got that one switched. I wonder if he's intends to bring. These are all grayed out, so I'm wondering if he intends to bring that train down, bring it in here to R11. He's going to fill this side of the bowl up first, or that side of that side of the receiving yard, not the bowl, the receiving yard. Go ahead, Dave. What's your next question? I'm going to start playing the Jeopardy theme song. What if you wanted to continue playing past the 2-hour window? Then I would just continue playing. But there's another reason, and it's not even anything to do with Run8 as it does with viewer metrics on YouTube. And I'm finding that live viewer tend to stay for about 2 hours. After 2 hours, they go off and do something else. And then people after 2 hours, they come in, they'll see it, but they've missed like the first 2 hours, and so they don't stick around, they leave. So I'm kind of, the reason I do 2 hours, it's because of that. That's the real reason. I'd rather have people come in, hang out for 2 hours, chat, they can ask me questions, and then bounce out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and notch off. Let's get some brakes on here. We're going to slow down and... Alright, there we go. Take the brakes off. So, that's the real reason why. It's just viewers tend, like I said, they tend not to, they really tend not to stick around. And so I find, like, 2 hours is like about perfect, and there's a lot of content creators out there that talk about doing what am I going to say, keeping your viewers, keeping the content. Okay, hit the brakes. Come on, slow down. It's under 5, about 3. A little bit faster than what I'd like, but not too bad. All right. So we're going to go control. That's what I like. Now, that being said, Dave. Okay, that being said, tomorrow's my birthday. Tomorrow I don't have, I'm on, like I do have some work throughout the week, but tomorrow I got nothing. So maybe an extended birthday stream, because since my kids are off in different parts of the country and I'm here by myself, I'm going to hang out with you guys. James said, let's see. So how to get info on the multiplayer? You said Mateo's community server. Yeah, you know what, James? Do I have? I thought I put the Discord up. If not, I'll put the Discord up for both the Mateo server and the High Green server. It's both. It's run by the same person. High Green is the CSX Southeast, which is, I'm not running on the multiplayer server right now. This is single player, but it's the area that I'm running around in. And then the Mateo server is Southern California multiplayer. You don't have to have all the DLCs. You don't have to have all the car packs to come play. Okay, everything. I mean, I had to have it because I got tired of looking at every car, a tank car, being represented by a boxcar that said Run8. That's why I budgeted. Said, okay, $40 for a DLC, I can do that. Okay, oh, that DLC and that DLC are $20, I can get 2. Oh, this car pack, this car pack, this car pack, this car pack is 4. I mean, that's $10, I can get 4 of those. And that's what I did. And it didn't take that long to get everything. But you do you budget the way you see fit. It's just not worth going into a financial problem over. So, Okay, you know what, James? Let me go ahead and I will add that. Um, and I'll do that after the stream. I will put that out there. And what they do, it's very casual. It's not hard, but they want people that will um, play somewhat realistically, if that makes sense. So there are checkout rides. Okay, we're good to go. There are checkout rides that are kind of required. Let me turn the bell off. We should be lined up. And the controller should be set to mine. I'll go down there in a minute. But I'm just going ahead. I'm going to set this to AI Recrew. You get the message up here. Has been recreated for AI humping. Right before that, it has found the AI has found the hump controller. So it's been recrewed. You just hear him. He just ramped up. We'll get 3 horns here in just a minute. There it is. Bell's going. So AI is going to start pushing back. So I'm going to go into drone mode. Fly all the way down here with control and W, left control, and then control F6. Hump controller. Yep, this is mine, I can tell. Okay, so it's on my configuration. That's what I wanted. So I'm going to leave him alone. As long as the switches are aligned, he'll be pushing back. So I'm not going to have to worry about that. We're going to go over here. And I'm going to start with these 3 locomotives right here. We're going to pull these guys out. And they've all been set to retag, which means that just basically tells me that if I'm going to use them for a road train to either take something off the map or to pull a manifest train out to different yards, I just need to retag it accordingly. Hey, no worries, guys. No worries. So in game, just rock out and waycross for as long as I can. Stand until day 1 is complete, or I want break and freeze time and save. Okay, so here. Okay, I guess maybe I misunderstood your question. So let me go back to let me freeze time here for a moment. Go back here, freeze time. All right. So let's see. Where's my OBS? There it is. So we go look at my spreadsheet, and it just happens to be how I set it up. If you want to do more than 2 hours, do more than 2 hours. Okay, like I said, I just did 2 hours because of that's what I'm seeing. That people that 2 hour if you're gonna stream, that's usually tends to be the amount of time that people stay. If you're not going to stream, if that's not your main focus, you want to do an operating system, operating session. Sorry, then your budget your time the way you see fit. And if you do it in a 3-hour session, or if you can do a 4-hour session, then that's what you should do. Okay, and how I set this up, I mean, you do your spreadsheet your way. This is my way. This is, CSX Southeast. This gives me, I just put this note in here, day 1 through 7, 24-hour work days, 2-hour sim time equals 10 sessions per day. So that's how I did it. So I just came up with it that way. So yeah, there you go. So that's how the 2 hours came about. It's me. Now, if later on, like I said, tomorrow I'm going to be doing, from at 6 o'clock, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to put this in here. Once again, I'm in Rice Yard. All right, so Rice Yard, and then run, so you can do run local A768. That one's been sitting there. It's ready to go. So that's going to be my focus. I'm going to do at least a 2-hour session. Well, if I do a birthday stream and I go for more than 2 hours, well, in session, the first 2-hour session is running this local. Okay, if it continues on, okay, by 8 o'clock, if I'm not done, then I'll just do the same thing down here, run local A768, and this will be, I can even go so far as dash set out and pick up from all industries. So there's a lot of good industries out there. Now that local doesn't have all the industries on it, but all the industries may have cars that are ready to be picked up. And when I go out there, this is the first time I'll be running that local tomorrow. So when I run it, it's going to be a lot of looking at the industries as well too. So, and then the 2 hour for the 2 hour stream, it comes down to if you come home from work, from school, college, whatever it might be, when you come back, your day's tired. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna grab whatever beverage you want to drink, put your feet up, and you can do a 2 hour stream, which is an average length of a movie. Instead of watch a movie, watch a stream. So, and that way, they're like small little chunks. And so that's ultimately what it comes down to. All right, let's get back into it. I'm going to restart the time again. Boom, unfreeze time. All right, let's go ahead and start moving some of these locomotives. And I want H. Turn the lights on, and so we're going to start pulling forward. Take off the handbrake. All other brakes coming off. It wants to move. Oh. That was weird. Oh, train brakes were on, that's why. So, new locomotive, so it's going to be, every time you change and relinquish, you're going to have, the slow speed doesn't set. That's train specific. So, right now I'm running at about 7 miles an hour. So I need to come down, and I got to come past all this and down there. Or is it over there? Is where, oh, it's right there. So I need to come down here and then push back. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to get our power off, put them in the storage yard, try to sort it. We need to pull trains off for road trains. We can do that. All right, here we go. 5.6, that's good. Cars are going over the hump. We look at the message here. A754, acid tank car. A754, there's another acid tank car. A754 is a local number. Like nowadays, the modern CSX, it's L754. So, there go the cars off the hump right over there. So we can see the string being pushed. So, looks like it's working pretty good. I like that. With your help, I am more than motivated to try and start my own model railroad. It don't seem so hard as I thought it may be. It's not hard, and that's my goal. My goal ultimately, would I like to build my YouTube community? Sure, I would. Why not? Why, anybody who streams content, I mean, that's what they're doing it for. But the other side of it is, I'm going to notch down. I got to flip that switch. It's against us here. But ultimately, I want to build the Run8 community. And the reason being is when I went looking for a virtual model railroad simulator, a lot of simulators, I kept seeing the same simulators over and over again, and none of them really met what I was looking for. And Run8 did, but Run8 never popped up. That's the thing, and it just happened to be watching, I forgot who it was. I was watching somebody's video, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen this one before. Maybe he's got a different take on it. Maybe I'll see something different. No, it was the same. And I started scrolling down through everything that he had, just to see what other games he had, and I saw one video, Run8. It had a locomotive on the thumbnail. Okay, what is this about? And I went and watched it, and I went, wait a minute, this is what I'm looking for. This is I think this might be exactly what I'm looking for. And I will share like anybody else's videos out there, and so I started doing a search for Run8, and I came up with, and I will talk about this guy because he's the reason. He is the reason that I'm in Run8 now, and that is NS Horsehead SD70. He has a lot of videos out from version 1 and version 2. Don't be that still applies. And yeah, I learned so much about railroad. He is an actual railroader. Yeah, I don't have a problem with telling people, hey, go watch videos from NS Horsehead SD70 or Kung Fu Beer or Kerbo. They're all good streamers. I'm not the only one out there. All right, I need to go in and take a look and see what my route is here. Okay, so I think these three, I'm going to fill this one up. One of these over here has got some SD45s or SD40s. I think I want to kind of keep them, like right here. I got these two right here. I want to keep all the SDs together because those might have to go. Like I'm already thinking about the Rainier local. I may end up sending a couple of these SDs out and just leave them down there at the Rainier Industry because it's big enough that they actually could have their own locals. So I'm going to come down this yard track. I think I'm going to store them right here. I'll put these first three right here. Okay. Turn those lights on. Let's get on the ladder and let's go back in reverse. Oops. I didn't realize I kept the notch up. Alright, notching up, breaking it off. Alright. No, exactly, Dave. See my virtual rail cam I watched from my area just had a CP lead followed by an NS on CSX. I mean, I love that stuff. I mean, I really do. Because like where I work, I can see Union Pacific on one side, and it's like a few blocks away. And then on the other side of the campus, I can see BNSF. And I always listen. I hear the trains come in, and I try to go away. That's got an excessive whine to it from the traction motors. I wonder if that's an ES44, if that's a GEVO unit or whatever it might be. I mean, it's just I try to guess. But then when I see foreign power, and I will see Norfolk Southern, I'll see was it Ferromex, I think is what it is, or some locomotives that come up out of Mexico. Well, being in California, go figure. But I mean, when you see the foreign road power, it's really, I'm like, oh, cool, that's so cool. Wish I had my camera, that kind of thing. And yeah, it does. Run8 has more of a sandbox feel. It is. I'm not, and it's the missions. I mean, I'm not into the missions. That's what turned me off of the other. It just like the other simulators, because it literally got down to just as I could see myself really getting into it, feel like I'm accomplishing stuff, and all of a sudden the scenario's over and I'm done. So, alright, I want to make sure I don't foul anything here. I think we're good there. Alright, so we're going to park these guys here. We're going to set the brake, shut them off, set the brake, shut them off, set the brake, shut them off. These are properly tied down. Oh, I don't need to do Shift H to turn those lights off, and then Shift J to turn the rear lights off. All right, we're good. So at which point I'm going to come up here to the train and click on relinquish. So I'm free of that one. Let's go get the next ones. Oh, I left lights on over here. I need to turn these lights off. Bad farmer. Okay. Grab that, and we're going to do Shift J, Shift H. There we go. All lights should be off. I need to relinquish that one. And where was the SDs? I want those. All right, what do we got? We got an SD45 with, okay. So we're going to use, yeah, we'll use this one. Why not? And they're already, I already clicked on them. They're already, all of these that I'm moving out are already, the tagger, already retagged, already full of fuel. Pretending that the oil's been changed, the windshield's been cleaned, the tires have been inflated. Alright. We want to take a look at this one. This is going to be long hood lead. Yep, long hood lead on that one. And we're going to come down here. This one should be long hood trail. There we go. Alright, so now we can go J, J, J. Those lights are on, and we'll come down here to the end, and I can do, oops. And we'll just do H, H, H. Those lights are on. We're all good. All right, let's go ahead and pull them on out. F5 to release. Right control, end and page down to make sure all brakes are released. And we're going to go a notch into 1. These things are going to take off like a rocket. Oh, well, I'm going the wrong way. Stop. 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 I forgot I was facing the wrong way. Put them in reverse. There we go. Oop. Like I said, once again, I make the mistakes so you don't have to. There we go. Alright. And we'll do about 5. Get slow speed going here. Boom. Alright. So we are safe. I try to do, I mean, you can go as fast as you want. Do it as your railroad. Do what you want. I actually try to follow along with safety protocols. You didn't forget the lights on the shop. We had the block heaters plugged in. Ah, that's good. I like that, Dave. But this is Florida. You don't need block heaters. Now maybe up in Selkirk and Mohawk area, yeah. That's northeast. If they got snow down here in Florida, I don't know what they would do. I'm in New York State. I forgot this is the South. Whoops. Yeah. Well, if you're in North, so hey, if you're in New York State, that may be something you want to do is Selkirk and Mohawk. That's up there in the Northeast. I did run a poll on my channel for a while. Everybody selected Southern California. I went and did a couple of streams for Southern California, and I realized, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm not going to do that again because there are so many videos out there of SoCal, and that's why I chose CSX land. And I was actually kind of hoping for Selkirk and Mohawk, but then I was kind of solidified into the southeast area when they came out with the Baldwin. So we got the Baldwin yard now, and there's a couple of locals that run out of the Baldwin yard. So they're expanding. I'm hoping to see maybe we'll get extra content for northeast here. But then I have to tell you, if they do, and I did talk with somebody who claimed that they were a developer for Run8 Studios. Oh, I'll slow down here. Hit the brakes. This one's against us. should have stopped long before that. All right. So I need to go over here. So 3 of these will go over. I'll probably. Oh, this guy's got his bell going still. Okay, he shut up. All right. Thinking I can put a couple of locomotives on here. I might have to do that. I'll fill them up first, but the SD40s. Then I'll definitely come down this line here, and then I'll pull the SD off, and then we'll stick that over on with the other SDs. All right. So he's about to come out. We're going to come over here. Same as before, we're going to come past this one, and then we'll pull back in. So, all right. And flip that switch. We're good to go. All right. Here we go. Other than the fact that I need to grab the train. Cool. All right. Yeah, it's like Southern California though, Dave. I actually I mean, you can go into the weather, and weather mode is set for auto. You can set it for sunny, cloudy, whatever. I leave it on auto. And I was in Barstow. Barstow is, Central California. It's, yeah, no. Oops. Okay. Driving a little bit fast. Still about 15 miles an hour. We're good. Let's go ahead and slow it down. I forgot to put slow speed on. There we go. But anyway, so Central California, we don't get a lot of snow in Central California, and that's Southern Central California, no less. And I came into the Barstow, and Barstow had snow on the ground. Yeah, that doesn't happen. All right. About 10 pounds on that one. We'll go ahead and flip this. All right, and so it's really, I mean, like I said, it's your model railroad. It's your virtual model railroad. Do what play it the way you want to play it. If you need to, I mean, you can put a train down. You can even use the train maker upper to spawn the trains that you want. But if you want the system to do it for you, so you can go off and do other things, then use the AI. And that's just that's just a lot behind the scenes. That's the scenery, air quotes, the scenery side of it. Configuring industries, configuring your AI supply trains, which ones are going to be your road trains. We're still successfully pushing stuff over. That string of cars is almost done. There's our locomotives over there. So that one's almost done. So we'll pop up and take a look at the bowl and see where that's at. See if we have enough room for another string of cars. If that's the case, I got time. I might run down there. We got 30 minutes left on this stream. Or in this shift. I'll use the term shift. So I can go down there and at least start pushing another string of cars over the hump. So if I keep having strings of cars coming in, it's already here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 3 when I started this session. Now I got 5. All right, so we got a lot of work to do yet. But and also in this 2 hour, doing 2 hour windows like I'm doing, I mean that's a lot of work. There's going to be a lot of work. You can make decisions like, you know, on your outbound locals. Do you want to actually? Let's go ahead and stop this train. Make sure I have room. Come on out. I don't want to. It's a little snug right there, but I think we'll be okay. All right. Turn the lights off. Alright, this one we'll set the brake and kill set the brake on this one and kill it. We'll set the brake off. I mean, I could leave that one there, but I don't want to bury it. Alright, so those are done, but this one here, we're going to come up, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to close that angle cock. And I'll leave this one. Open. I don't believe in bottling air because I think there is actually a rule from the FRA, Federal Railroad Administration, that bottling air is no. You could actually lose your job. So I'll run it that way. Also, the MU cable. I don't want that one, so I want the MU cable disconnected. So we're just going to be running this by itself. Okay, we're long hood lead. Alright, let's see if we can get this one to disconnect. And alright, so I'm going to go forward. Let's come off the brake. And I've got a yellow here, open coupler, so there's tension on the coupler. I need to relax that. Here it is, open coupler. Angle cock is closed, we're good. Okay, and then we're just going to go into reverse and we're going to pull away. Perfect. Just like downtown. This is downtown. Alright, I gotta come back down to this switch. Error, hump error. Too many cars went through a single switch. Car BNS open hopper. Hump controller disabled. So he may be done. I'll have to go take a look because I don't see the locomotives, which means he's inside the shed. So here's a little hint. Little hints as well too. If you're pushing cars over the hump and you say, okay, I'm done, that guy finished, don't close out the game. I'm sorry, simulator. Don't close out the simulator. Keep the simulator up and running. Give those cars a chance to actually make it down to the end. If you close the simulator out, what will happen is the cars will actually stop, and when you spawn back in on the next session, you may have to take the locomotives down into the bowl and push them down to the end of the card, down to the very ends. So yeah, just give it time. Don't close it. Give it, let it sit there. Let it sit idle for honestly a good 15 minutes to 30 minutes. All right, he's coming straight through. That's normal. That's normal. And I want to put him down here. I think this is the one that looks like this is the one that has the SD70s on it, or the SD45s or 40s, based upon what I'm seeing. Yep. Okay, let's go back down. Bring this guy down, and we'll tie him down, connect him to those, tie them down. And at least that way we can keep our local locomotives all together if I need to send them someplace. Alright, H, let's turn up. I gotta go back and set him up. Let's go back, turn those lights off. And we're going to go single middle. There we go. Now we can turn the lights on. Now we got lights on front and rear. We don't need rear on now. We can turn those off. Alright. Okay. Go forward. Oops, he's still notched up. Go forward. Come off the brakes. Give us a little notch. We're set for slow speed. So we're good to go. Yeah, so typically my routine is too also for streaming. I'll close this out. when it's done, we got the, you know, I got my views, the same music, intro and extro. I need, you know what? I need to take a new screenshot as well too. I always forget to do that. I need to put a post-it note somewhere that during every session I need to take a good screenshot that I can put up into the closing and run into the closing outro, then use it for the thumbnail for the next video. I'm thinking all this power sitting here might be good. If they ever come out with a version 4, what I would like to see them do is work on the anti-aliasing side of, I mean, I just got a brand new video card and it's powerful. So it's, but this is the only game, only simulator or game where I've got a problem with the anti-aliasing. All the others look fantastic with this new video card. So I'm down to thinking that the anti-aliasing in Run8 needs to be upgraded, and that just might be the engine that they're using. So I don't know, upgrade the engine but yeah, that's just me. I'm kind of complaining. I gotta stop complaining because it's really a fan. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the graphics are not the best. All right, put some brakes on a little bit. Get down around 3. All right, we're connected. We're good. On the ground. I'm not going to worry about changing anything, but I am going to do this. Let's turn the bell off. All right, he's been retagged for a retag. Retag. And retag. That way I know that they need to be retagged for, all right, so, you know, for whatever local we're going to send to, we're going to kill it, and we can relinquish here. As long as I don't hit delete, I'm going to click on relinquish, so that train is free. Awesome. Let's go over here. Let's check the bowl. Shift F12 E drone mode. How we doing? Well, all right, I got one. This is definitely going to be a long one. Which car? Where was that one? Which one's this one? We'll do left control F8, turn on the car tags, hit that one more time. A754, that's the local. A754, that's going to be a big local. All right, A754. Now this is where I will tab out. You're not going to see it, but I'm going to tab out and take a look at my spreadsheet. A754 is, I don't have an A754. Okay, let's go down. I'm looking at the industry list that I pulled. Oh, A754, there it is. Okay, so there is an A754. I've got like Pilgrim's Pride, Premium Peanuts it goes to. Boxcars, one loads, produces loads, so once empty boxcars. So there is an A754 in the industry list from the new configuration. So I need to figure, oh no, I take it back. Hold on. I do have an A754 Waycross or Ice Yard. It's another new local. All right. So A754, this one, I gotta pull that string out. We'll trim that. So let me go take a look and see if I do another one. All right, nothing. If I do another one, if I click on that, do I have any, say, 754s? Because I just want to make sure. No, I don't. Okay. So I'm going to pull this. I'm going to grab that string, start pushing it. This one right here. That is a train, so I got to relinquish that. So I can come back over here and grab these locomotives and come back down. We're going to hook up to that one and start pushing it. Now for my 2-hour philosophy scenario, right control end, right control page down, take off all brakes, then F5, remove the parking brake. and we're going to start rolling. I'm not even notching up right now. We're going to start rolling because we are on a 2% downhill grade. That is one thing that I like about Run8 is no mission, so that we can do what we feel like doing. However, that is also the downside, which I do like about some of the other. Okay, all right. So James, I mean, I see what you're saying, but let me give you this perspective. Give me a mission. Give me an example. So like if your mission is you have a train in Rice Yard that needs to go to Taft Yard. That's your mission, is to get in and drive that road train. Isn't that the same thing what we're doing here? I need to bring this to a stop, make sure I get on the right track. Slow this one down. All right, let me get out of here and take a look. So really what I'm doing right now is my own mission. So I'm jumping in, and the mission that I gave myself by doing the, let me pull it back up again so you guys can see it. So by doing this, isn't in LibreOffice or in your spreadsheet, isn't this a mission right here? My mission for tomorrow, or for when I say tomorrow, the next session or the next shift from 6 to 8, the mission is run the local A768. So that's my mission. But I'm choosing, I get to choose, and even in those other ones, I get to choose the mission that I want to do. But here's the upside for Run8. I'm going to do the mission A768, and in that 2-hour session, if I'm done, the mission doesn't close out. I go somewhere else. I don't have to go into a menu and pick a different mission. That's the piece that, I mean, and so that's the perspective that I'm trying to bring, is that it's not somebody else's mission, it's James's mission, or it's Dave's mission, or it's Kurt's mission. That's me, Kurt H., the lazy farmer. That's the piece that I'm trying to bring. So, all right, let's turn that off so we can see what I'm doing, because I always forget to do that. All right, let's go back, and we're going to go down. I need to, let's pull this back up. So if I'm coming down, I need to come down R6. All right. And right now I think I'm looking at this one. So I don't want that one. I need to come this way, but I need to go this one. And come down here, or is that R6 right over here? Okay, this is R6 over here then. All right, so in that case, we can go ahead and come down, flip that switch. If I'm coming out of here, while I'm here, I might as well pre-switch these, or preset these switches. So I'm going to push this one. This is the real, I'm trying to do it also. I mean, the clue is I've got power sitting there. So I know that these three are normal, but the ones I'm trying to get them, trying to push them back as in the order that they've come in. Not always, doesn't always happen. That's not mission or scenario. So all right, so we're good. This is coming back. We're coming back. I just need to flip this switch after. All right, and then that should be good. Okay, we should be good to go. Let's see. I think I need to find a good setup for a spreadsheet to keep track of this stuff to make it easier to track. Maybe I've been tracking things inefficiently. James, you do you. And that's my whole thing is, yeah, it's using a spreadsheet, whether it's Run8 or whether it's another train simulator. Having a spreadsheet is I'm hearing that, and from other videos that I'm seeing, it's almost very crucial that you have that spreadsheet. You know what? I think I see some other switches I need to set. Let me is that right? Yep, I did miss one. That would have been bad. So I want that one to go straight. So I come straight, come down, and then go down that lead. Perfect. Okay. Less talk, more work. Come on. Just put myself back on the ground again, get on the steps. Alright, and we're moving forward. Come off the brake. Back into forward. Goes a notch, and we'll do slow speed at about 10 miles an hour. 6, 7. There we go. Alright. Exactly. Thank you for the insight. Yeah, there are missions. They're just what you decide to do. Exactly. So my mission today was pulling power, pulling power out, pushing more trains over the hump. Tomorrow's mission is running the A768 because I might need that track. Also later, if I come on later on today, if I don't do that, I can pull. I got to trim that one string of cars out, which is a completely new local, and it's a local that runs out of Rice Yard. There are Rice Yard has 3 locals that leave from Rice Yard, and then there's the Y305, which actually is in Rice Yard, and I got some cars that have come in for that. So, which is basically the Y305. All that really is just the fuel cars, the sand cars. So that's open, the covered hoppers, the fuel tankers, and then there's the recycled cars as well too. And I set that up as a whole new industry because, once again, air quotes, scenery. All that was under one industry here in Rice Yard. I took that one industry and made it 3 different industries. So one industry was Wax F for fuel, another industry was Wax S for sand, and then Wax R for the recycle. And you can even drill down so much into what kind of cars you want to have to come in for that industry. So the recycle will get those yellow tank cars. I see those yellow tank cars. I'm going to know more than likely that's going to be for the recycle oil for the engine house. I'm running a 24. What are you running for turnover time on Industries? 24 hours. I can drill down as much as 2 hours, and I think that's a little unrealistic. An example is when I started this stream, I was showing the Taft Yard and the auto racks. They're set for 2 hours. So if I'm working the Taft Yard inside whatever industry I put there inside of 2 hours, the industry is going to flip the car. Now, if you want to be absolutely prototypical, hey, I can see him taking 24 hours to unload a boxcar or unload a tanker or whatever it might be. That's acceptable too. And again, it's your railroad. Do what you want. But for me, and for content, and for things to do, I'm starting with a 2 hour. I'm starting with a 2 hour thing. Oh, my daughter's trying to call me. I need to send her to voicemail, and let me send her a message real quick. Oh, you know what? Oh, that was from sorry, I'm streaming. There we go. My daughter, that's Tana Marie. We're like, we're both. She didn't have a chance when she was being carried as a baby before she was born. I would read The Hobbit to her and her mother to help her mother fall asleep. Put little speakers on her mommy's tummy so my daughter heard my voice reading a book. Honestly, the day she was born, she was, typical crying. And then as soon as I walked in, I just said her name, Danielle, I'm here. And she stopped. She immediately just stopped. Daddy's here. Well, that's my little girl. So she was, before she was born. Yep. Lord of the Rings online. Lord of the Rings. Read The Hobbit, read Lord of the Rings, and then after she was born, when The Hobbit, or the first Lord of the Rings movie came out. Um, yeah, no, she we took her as a little infant. We went and watched the Lord of the Rings movie. So yeah, she doesn't have a chance. She's indoctrinated. Um, so yeah, so work. I mean, adjust it. I mean, don't. I guess the point I'm trying to make is you do your industries for you. If 2 hours is is too much of a flip, um, then set to 3 hours, 4 hours, 24 hours, 96 hours. That's what I set the recycled tankers to 96 hours. So of course, I save my game at the end before um, and before I do anything else, before I close it out, because I don't want to lose the content that I've done. Um, so it's 96 hours game time before those tankers will be full and I have to do it. Q456 at South Taft Main Line, northbound. Okay, I need to go. See, I just need to go through, spend some time to go through that. That may be a whole separate stream, to be honest with you. Just me just changing configurations. That might be something to do. Give you guys something to learn. But the thing about it is it's what you want to do. A lot of that's born that before I even had Run8, I would watch another YouTuber do his thing, and he got frustrated. Frustrated on a couple of different levels because he would fire up his server, but he would only leave it up for like maybe 3 to 4 hours, and nobody would come play on his server and help him move trains. And so he stopped doing that, and for him he started blaming Run8. Okay, when in reality it was him. All right, he put too much on his shoulders. He wanted to do everything that there was possibly to do, and like that on a map in a 2-hour session or a 3-hour session or a 4-hour session, and he couldn't do it. And well, that's not Run8's fault. That's me if I'm trying to do that. And I just came to realize that I'm throwing my hands up. You know what? Do what you can. You can only do one thing at a time. And if you're not one to play multiplayer, then don't play multiplayer. Play single player. Use a spreadsheet. Create your own missions or scenarios, and go from there. So, all right. So this is going to tie in. I got about 7 minutes left. We're at 5:53. So 7 minutes left of this particular shift. Probably just enough time to go in, put this in, tie this one up to that string of cars I need to push over the hump. We're not going to start that. We can start that on the next shift. At least start the hump and pushing over. Next shift though is going to be running a local. So I've got to trim that one string of cars out. So there's a lot to do, and this is the third shift of the day. So I've got 9 more shifts to go. Lots of work to do in just Rice Yard here in Waycross, Georgia. So, and just realize, if you want to throw the server up and bring friends and family come over and do their thing, that's great. So save. So, but if I want to say, if I'm doing, like the A76 local, going back to Dave's question again, I'm taking that one out. Probably going to set it to a 24-hour on the industries. Leave them the way they're set. I'll look at them as I visit them. I want to take a look and see, because a little interesting little bug showed up where some of the cars there actually may be 2 sets of the same strings stacked on top of each other, and you just can't see them until you click on them. And I'll show a process on how to do that, because if I did that, I lost a train. It disappeared on me because I backed into a couple of cars. I thought there were only 2 cars there, but there were 2 strings stacked on top. It was a little bit of a glitch. So what is she doing? What is she nagging me about? Oh, she just gave me thumbs up. So then I'll give her a call. She had a good day yesterday. She actually saved somebody's life. My little girl, a little tiny little girl, little baby. is now like 22 years old, and she's a first responder training, and there was an accident outside her apartment building, and she saved somebody's life. So had to apply a tourniquet and pressure bandages because the person was in the process of bleeding out, and yeah, she did good. I'm proud of my little girl. Proud of my son too. My son. I talk about my daughter. I talk about my daughter a lot. Don't get me wrong, guys, because she streams and she knows Lord of the Rings. My son, though, he's going to be a very successful farmer. He's doing really, really well. I'm very proud of him too. So anyway, so we'll go a little bit longer on this shift. I am going to freeze time when it gets close to 6 o'clock. I will freeze time, but I will continue until this gets connected to that string of cars. And then we'll bring the stream to a close. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for the question, Dave. Thanks for the questions, James, as well too. And for anybody else that's out there, once again, I'll throw this up. If you like the content, please, go ahead, subscribe, click the notifications, set the thumbs up. That does help the metrics. And once again, if you are a model railroad enthusiast, please go ahead and share the video, friends and family. I want to build this Run8 community. I really do. And if my viewership gets big enough and chat gets big enough, who knows? Lazy Farmer may actually get his own server going. Or I'll meet you over on the High Green server. One of those two. Alright, we're going to come. I got to move this switch so I can. Let's see, where am I? I came down this one. I'm right here. So I got to wait to see if it turns. But this one, need to reverse. So that was a right click, a left click, and a right click. Alright, perfect. Okay, so we're going to pull out past that switch. Let me get on the ground. Alright, come off the brakes. I'm still on notch. I forgot to throttle down. Alright, throttle down. I'm going to apply about 10 pounds on the independent. Stop anytime you want. Thank you. Alright, so I'm right here. I need to go that one. Left click, right click, left click, right click. So it's reversed, which means it's going to come down this lead. This one here, same thing. Left click. Right click to turn it blue. Left click, and then. So if you notice, it says when I right click on it, it actually says U. That's for unlock. So that means that the switch has been unlocked, and then right click to lock it back up again. So I'm unlocking it, then locking it. But in the meantime, I need to get. Let's see. This one here, we're going to do short hood trail, so I can turn some lights on. There we go, so I can see what I'm doing. Get on the ladder. 7:59 and 36 seconds, perfect time. Come over here. We're going to go ahead and freeze time. Lock it in right there. Get ready for the next shift. And let's go ahead and go in reverse. Notch it back up. Come off the brakes. And then we're going to come and we'll bring this down here to a close as soon as we connect. So you guys are awesome. You're amazing. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. Once again, my name is Kurt H. I am the Lazy Farmer. That came from playing Farm Sim with a bunch of friends that no longer play Farm Sim anymore. Back in the 2017 days. But yeah. For an entire, we were all streaming, and for an entire session, I didn't do a thing but just sit in one spot and talk to my friends. they noticed that I wasn't doing any work, and they said, you know what, you got to be the laziest farmer we've ever known, and that's how they got the name. So, little side there. Other than that, we're just going to bring this in. I can see, I don't know if you guys can see that on the stream. I see little red dots here flashing. That's the end of train device. EOT or FRED, F-R-E-D, flashing, flashing end, FR, was it? Flashing rear end, that's what it is, F-R-E-D. I had to think, flashing rear end device. So EOT or FRED. Alright, turn that off. So, and I think she was working today. See if she's heading back to her house. I'm going to find out. Maybe she'll jump in Discord. I know she's got some things planned this weekend. Usually we will spend some time playing Lord of the Rings Online, which I do stream that, and she streams that as well too. Okay, you know what? What are you doing? There we go. Turn that off. My Keurig's flashing. Like, no. Turn off. Turn off. Alright. Come off the notch a bit. Let momentum take, but I am going to go apply 5 pounds. Oops, I don't want to do that. I hit the wrong button. Darn it. Alright, anyway. Taking slow speed off. And we're going to go raise it up to about 3 miles an hour. There we go. Come off the notch. There's Y305. There's the EOT right there. Anything under 5 miles per hour is good. I like to do anything between 2.5 to 3 miles an hour. There we go. Alrighty. So, like I said, that's going to be it for this particular stream. I do have something to do this afternoon. Later on, tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow's my birthday. It's up in the air. I may be doing a multi-session stream. We'll see. And other than that, with that being said, I want to thank everybody here that joined up and watched the stream, asking questions, and once again, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. So otherwise, guys, take care. Have a great afternoon or evening or morning, depending on where you're at. This is the Lazy Farmer. Bye-bye.